Cow, cow, oh. Cow, cow, I wanna do too. Chicken horn, a chicken to hold a bubble. Hell, fried, a chicken like a one double.
Hi math students, welcome to lesson 18 in our ongoing series on the relationship between math and philosophy. Bertrand Russell is often called a logical positivist. A logical positivist is someone who says that some or all of mathematics can be reduced to formal logic. Formal logic looks like this. Yeesh, eh? Logical positivists suppose that whatever can't be reduced to logic like this is not really known. It's not truly knowledge. Bertrand Russell is considered one of the founders of analytic philosophy. Analytic philosophy ignores other kinds of questions that philosophers ask, except questions about language and the logic of language. What does this have to do with math? Well, first, logical positivists claim that all mathematical truths can be turned into logical truths. Put another way, the vocabulary of mathematics is really just a part of the vocabulary of logic. Second, logical positivism claims that all mathematical proofs can be turned into logical proofs. This means that the theorems of math are really just theorems of logic. Bertrand Russell is a logical positivist. He wrote a huge 1,000-page book with his friend called the Principia Mathematica, or the Principles of Mathematics. The idea behind the Principia Mathematica is that all mathematics can be reduced to logic. Russell thought that logic was special in comparison to other kinds of knowledge because of its certainty. He figured that if math can be reduced to logic, then we can also be more certain that our math is true as well. Russell believed that logical truths are special for several reasons. First, they are true based on their form rather than their content. Think of form as like the form of a cup. The cup is empty, but the form of the cup, circle, holds something, right? And the content is like the coffee you pour in the cup. So they're true based on the form, not the content. For example, here is the modus ponens logical form of argument. If P, then Q. P, therefore Q. Another way to write it is using logical notation, as this is down here. Here's an example of an argument that fits the form modus ponens. If today is Tuesday, then I will go to work. Today is Tuesday, therefore I will go to work. Here is another example of an argument that fits the modus ponens form. If ducks play rock and roll, then I will dance. Ducks play rock and roll, therefore I will dance. The form is correct, but the content is ridiculous. However, that doesn't mean the argument itself is not logical. It follows the form, right? Logical truth is special in this regard. It can be valid even though the content is kind of stupid. Second, we have knowledge of logical truths a priori, meaning without experience. For example, when we say penguins either do or do not live in Antarctica, we know this a priori. We don't have to know whether penguins really live there. We don't need to have seen where they live. We don't need to have experienced it firsthand or learned it from a book. But we know they either do or they don't live in Antarctica. Those are the only logical alternatives. So there are some things that we know before or without experience. We know them a priori. Logic works that way. Bertrand Russell's Principia Mathematica builds on these general logical arguments and tries to show how they explain all things mathematical. In this book, he wants to show that mathematical truths like 2 plus 2 equals 4 are true for the same reasons as penguins either do or do not live in Antarctica. Russell and his friend Whitehead took almost 400 pages in this book to prove that 1 plus 1 equals 2 using logic. There's page 362. Do you think it was worth it? Okay, folks, today's philosophic experiments. Question 1. Try to make a modus ponens argument. Make one that has good content, then make a second that's really dumb. Have fun with it. Question 2. Are there other things besides logic that you know a priori? See if you can come up with some examples. Question 3. If form can be good without content, like the cup can be good without the coffee, right? Can content be good without form? If you think so, see if you can come up with an example. All right, folks, that's all for today. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.